western Massachusetts. Henri is expected to dump a lot of rain on communities already waterlogged by Fred's downpours. And we do want to talk about the rainfall forecast, because if you've been sticking with us here on the Weather Channel, you'll notice that we've seen some changes in some of our models. This is typical as we're watching a tropical system approach, but this has been a big shift to the west. So this is the European model. This brings this in over Long Island. It brings some of the heavy rainfall into western Connecticut and some extremely heavy rainfall into areas of New York. So we're looking at this potentially slowing down and parking itself over New York and it dropping a lot of rain in the meantime. This is the American model, a slightly different picture here, but the trend is your friend if you're in areas like Boston and Cape Cod, because this brings a lot of the heavy rain just to your west. The trend is not your friend in areas like New York, up into Hartford, even Springfield, and of course in upstate New York, where we could see torrential rainfall. So this is a look at the American model as well as Connecticut, but watch what happens over New York. This kind of just puts on the brakes big time, and it sits and spins over New York as well as portions of Connecticut, even into Vermont, where the potential to drop a lot of rain in a short amount of time is very high, and certainly that would lend to a very high flash flooding risk for many of these areas.
Flash flood.
So this is the rainfall
4 inches
in 3 hours. I think this graphic's really interesting because it really does tell the story of how high the risk is for flash flooding. So we're talking about areas that only need 2 to 4 inches of rain to flood, and we can pick that up easily in a tropical system, especially where you see those stronger bands start to wind their way on shore and move inland. And in the situation or the scenario that we would see it park itself over New York, we would see a lot more rain than that.
4. We're gonna get 2, 3 to 4 inches, and we're gonna get flood.
All the way up into New York, but this is the threat that we're watching as we head Sunday.
It doesn't matter. Look right there. Yellow means high.
Long Island, we're not here into Springfield. Chris?
Oh.
And of course, people along the northeast coastline and well inland, in fact, should be paying attention to what we're going to
storm
be
surge. I got a storm surge watch.
So let's not worry about it, but let's prepare. Tomorrow.
Yeah. I would love to go to a hotel, but I don't think we're gonna have to.
We need to wait a while
It could be Atlantic City, expecting some rough surf at the very least there. But all the way over to some inland locations, going up some rivers, and there's Rhode Island on the right. Whether it's water coming from the ocean or from land, gotta watch out for the water, for the surge, or from the flash of flooding that could come with Henri. So right now, a look at the likely arrival times, when you can expect
Sunday, 8 a.m.
some of these stronger winds with tropical storm.
Yeah, that's us. That's what time it's supposed to arrive.
Saturday night, it's getting closer. Possibly overnight, some strong winds getting into southern New Jersey. Again, this is going to have a lot to do with
tropical storm force winds.
At this point, it could be a hurricane as well. So keep that in mind. The tropical storm force winds expected to be from New Jersey to Massachusetts and Cape Cod. Again, depending on the track, if it's to one side or the other, one side or the other may not have very strong winds, and one side could have a lot stronger winds.
Down trees and power lines.
If you're in this area here at some point, just be ready, be prepared for tropical storm force winds. The wind speed forecast now, you'll see that the strongest winds will be closest to the center, but it's not necessarily when you
we are going to get
any
35 miles an hour wind to 25.
8 o'clock tomorrow night, here it is knocking on the door. And even before sunrise, we could see the
45.
weather going downhill big time on the eastern portion of Long Island. So Montauk and the Hamptons, things could be pretty nasty.
Eastern
Again,
portion of
this is still quite a ways away in time from where we are right now. So moving over here or moving over here could mean a big difference for some people, for better or worse.
County.
So we're going to get 35 miles an hour wind.
Still be battered. Now, Montauk could end up
Yeah, okay, Mama.
strong winds and some heavy rain again from a different direction.
The blue is 35 miles an hour wind.
Coming up out of the south as it approaches on one side, and then perhaps out of the north.
Pray for it to go further.
You could get the wind directions.
I kind of want to chase.
Well,
no.
Of course, we know could make history
Don't.
in New England this week.
I'm not praying. I'm not. I'm just saying it would be cool to chase.
You're not chasing shit, because when it's storming outside, you're going to be in the house.
And are bringing in their
that
boats,
wind will
tying
pick
down
you right
equipment
up off your
and
feet.
playing it safe ahead of the storm.
Mama, do you know that there was a man who survived 117 miles an hour wind?
He's stupid.
Survived.
Yeah, because he had to survive.
Survived Hurricane Irma.
Many not taking any chances on the potential Hurricane Henri, slated to
It blew him off his feet, but he still got back up and chased.
From the marina.
We got a place to put it. You know, it's out of the water. This is pretty safe marina anyway, but we can watch it at the same time.
Henri could be the first hurricane to directly hit New England since Hurricane Bob in 1991. The anniversary of that storm just yesterday.
What?
Yeah, Hurricane Bob from 1991 hit yesterday.
Right up on the road.
At least 17 people died then. The damage was immense. Today, the amount would be about $3 billion.